Get to the morning every day. Every morning.
Ladies and gentlemen, Adelaide's Jody and Hazy on Nova.
Jodes, let's talk social media. Social media can be a really, really beautiful thing, a great way to promote, to discover information, and really spread a lot of love.
Yeah.
But also, unfortunately, there's a lot of situations where a lot of hate is spread.
Yeah, and it feels a little bit like the Wild West, which is why in Florida, the governor over there has signed a restrictive bill preventing children under 14 years of age from having social media accounts. So the bill will ban children under 14 from having any social media accounts, and then 14, 15-year-olds will require parental permission. Don't hate it.
I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
I think it is fantastic. One, because before the age, I don't even know what the age should be. I'd say 30 plus before you stop genuinely procrastinating. But 14 and under, it's just, I don't even think what sort of positive it could do.
Well, it's saying that their brains haven't developed enough to have the ability to know that they're being sucked into all these addictive technologies and what's harmful and what's not. I think two things that concern me is predators on the internet for a start.
Yep.
But also, secondly, the impact that it's having on our young girls and boys in terms of body image.
Yeah.
Where they're just bombarded with all these, filtered images now, and you just walk away. I know I do. I walk away half the time just feeling crappy about yourself.
Which is shocking. So I have 3 kids. The oldest are 5 and 3. And to imagine that they'd be in a situation where they are genuinely depressed and sad because of things that has been directed at them on social media, it genuinely gives me this weird feeling in my stomach.
Yeah.
And it's not a good feeling.
Yeah. Zoe, social media as a teenager, how'd it go for you?
Well, I was right, I think, in the thick of it. So I was just saying that for my 11th birthday, Mum let me get Facebook. So I was 11 on Facebook, which honestly wasn't that bad. Back then it was like you're posting your little photo booth selfies with your friends and like it was just silly and fun.
Yeah.
But the worst was, I don't know if people would remember, there was a platform called FormSpring, and then it turned into Ask FM, and it was a platform where you could ask and answer anonymously with people you know, and lots of the really popular kids would set it up and people would ask, who do you like, what are you doing this weekend, all that sort of thing. But then for kids like me and, less popular kids, we'd cop the ugly side of that. So you get the anonymous messages about what you look like or about your other friends and things like that. So I copped that a fair bit from the age of about 12 to 14, but that platform died out pretty quickly because of that.
Did your mum know that was going on?
No,
Because
God, no.
what we know about your mum, if she knew,
Yeah.
that would break her heart.
Oh my gosh, she never knew. But this is my concern with making the bans, right? Kids will find a way to do it and potentially it's worse because then they're hiding it and not talking about it. But no, mum never knew that I was on that. Facebook, at least she could monitor me and see what I was doing.
What about you, Abs?
Well, I don't have kids, but I've got nieces and nephews and they have social media and it terrifies me because there is and it's been proven, the link between poor mental health, higher screen time. But I look at them as well and they're not in the car so I can say this, but their attention spans. Getting them to do stuff can be so hard. You ask them to do something and because they're so used to seeing 10-second clips and things, and I even find it myself now, I can't focus like studying for uni. I've got to break it up into, all right, I'm going to do 20 minutes and then I'm going to go outside and get some sun and come back. Little things like that because your attention span, you can't hold your attention span anymore. So
I could never hold it well before the internet came into my life.
But there's all this research about how bad it is for our mental health and, our health system is under so much pressure. Our mental health is as bad as it's ever been, but yet we're all on social media. So to me, it's petrifying.
They're going to be the first generation coming through now. I guess maybe ours or maybe a bit younger, but coming through now, we've never seen this impact before.
Yeah.
So well into our adulthood, what damage is social media doing to all of us?
Yeah.
We're about to find out.
And it's all keeping up with the Joneses. Oh, I need to have a new dress for this. Every time we talked about it a few weeks ago, trying to find something to wear and feeling really crappy about yourself because, I've got to rewear a dress. Oh, I wore that a few weeks ago. Oh, did I post it on Instagram? It's ridiculous.
It's a good conversation. There's a lot to come through. Even if it was 15 or 16, no social media, I'd be very comfortable with that.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm with you on that.
So messages in that, don't be a jerk on social media.
Big time.
And no, going after Kane Corns is not an exception. All right? Stop going after me, little mate.
What the fork?
What the fork?
What the fork is happening?
Okay, what the fork? This was born out of the fact that Abby from the newsroom would steal all the forks in the kitchen here at Nova and take them home with her and not return them. And a few of us were scratching our heads going like, what the fork?
Yeah, and then we went to Abby's house and turns out it's a fork palace.
Yeah.
It's just a palace made out of forks.
Fun fact, there's 2 at the moment that don't match Mum's cutlery. And she's like, where have these come from? Well, I don't know.
Well, I can most definitely tell you.
Sticky Fingers Smith, they call it.
Yeah, they do.
Okay, so we expand this out to all facets of life, and you've stumbled across something magnificent and pet related.
Yes, this is pet related and a local story. So essentially, a Tea Tree Gully pensioner sent her English setter, I think they're called setter,
Yeah.
dog Miracle up to Cairns. Now, she's 69 years old, so she doesn't want to go and do the shows because it's a lot. So the dog was meant to go into a heap of different dog shows up near Cairns.
Okay.
So the dog's gone up there. Then all of a sudden, the pet sitter who has taken the dog has gone, we've got a bit of a situation. Miracle has run away.
Oh, no.
Well, that's classic Miracle too, by the way.
Classic Miracle. We've always said that on this show.
Gets interstate and just goes nuts.
So poor Margaret, who's from Adelaide, she sent thermal drones up to Cairns to see if they can find this dog. She's also hired a pet detective.
Oh, he's back.
Take care now. Bye-bye then.
Ace Ventura makes a comeback.
So this pet detective, and they thought they may have seen the dog 150 kilometres from where Miracle was.
Yeah.
But they are still trying to search for this dog. So it leads the question, how far have you gone for your dog?
Your pets.
The
for your pet.
outrageous
I mean,
lengths that you've gone to.
You've got 2 ridiculously spoilt sausage
I
dogs.
do, and about a year ago, it's nearly a year since Tank got IVDD, which is a disc issue in his back. He basically stopped walking overnight.
Yep.
And I now we've blown out to now 8. It's every 8 weeks. I have to take him to an animal chiropractor to get adjusted.
You still taking him to the animal psych as well?
He needs one. But yeah, shout out to Dr. Chris, who literally has saved his life. Clovelly Park Chiropractic, I'm going to give them a plug.
Yep.
Literally saved his life. We went to the vet. The vet said, look, you need to do 10 to 15 grand for surgery and there's no guarantee that he'll walk again, or you need to put him down. He is 8 years old. Maybe it's time. And I was like, no. And Mum's like, well, there's got to be another way. And we found Dr. Chris, who we will never, ever, ever not go to.
That's nice.
That is a nice.
Yeah.
That's a nice ending.
Anyway, so I go to the animal chiropractor for my dogs. That's about all they get.
Yeah. You'd go to a chiropractor with your dogs before you'd go for yourself, wouldn't you?
Oh, 100%. I've stopped going to the chiropractor. Those
To
two
pay
get
for
it
your
now.
dogs.
Yeah.
Do you buy your dogs like special food or
No,
toys?
they get like proper dog mints, and they'll get treats every now and then. But no, I'm not a person who I used to get clothes for them, but Tank hates them. You put clothes on them, and he just looks at you like you're an idiot, which I am.
Yeah.
So
Because it said on- it
See
said on-
this look?
Yeah.
Same
Yeah,
look.
yeah.
And it said on
this
his back
is-
as well, mummy's little boy.
yeah,
Oh,
no.
no,
So no, I'm
so
not
lame.
I'm not like that. I'm not like a normal dashhound owner. I don't do that.
Let's do this. 13, 24, 10. What lengths have you gone to for your pet?
Oh, wow.
Oh, is this a bit triggering for you? Because
Oh,
you
not
lost your
really.
little Indiana.
Yeah, we lost her, but we lost her due to old age. But we would have spent, and I'd have to confirm my wife, tens and tens of thousands of dollars on her. Like back issues, she had a knee replacement, teeth surgery, so many different sort of bouts of surgery.
Severe incontinence.
And severe incontinence. We almost had to put a peg on it at one stage. But the amount of times where it was like, nah, she's a write-off, or you have radical surgery.
Yeah.
And radical surgery got chosen every single time, and it worked.
Yeah. Oh, well, not in the end, did it?
Well, age got her in the
Well,
end.
okay.
Oh, stop going after Indiana. Bless her. She's watching from up above. She loves the show.
She's weeing on the carpet as she watches.
She's weeing in heaven as we speak.
Showing her appreciation for us.
All right, give us a call, 13 24 10. The lengths that you've gone to for your pets.
Let's go to Shelley. Good morning, Shelley.
Good morning, guys. How are we?
Tell us about your dog, please.
Okay, so even after he passed away, I spent money. So he had quite bad arthritis in his back legs and a disease called Cushing's disease. So lost the strength of his back legs. So he was on Cartrophin, he was on golden paste, which is like a form of turmeric. He was on rosehip powder. We were doing hydrotherapy once a week. We were doing dry needling. He had a wheelchair in the end for his back legs, and I used to push him to the park, make him walk one side of the park to the other. It gradually got smaller distance in like a kid's bike trailer.
Yeah.
And then after he passed, I had he was the last link to my mum because he was my mum's dog originally, and I had him cremated. I had an urn that matched my mum's urn, a little plaque. I had his ashes blown into a glass paperweight, and I've got a tattoo of him.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my goodness.
What was the dog's name?
His name was actually Kelly, but his nickname was Schmubba.
Oh, Schmucker.
Schmucker.
Good
Schmubba.
boy.
Schmubba.
There you go.
He was beautiful.
Oh,
Schmubba.
Kelly, you clearly have a giant heart, and we love that.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Shelley. Thank you so much for your call. Monica, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Okay, tell us about we're good, thank you. Tell us about your dog.
My dog Simba was 12 years old, just about 3 years ago, and he did the disc in his back that joins his back legs.
Yep.
So he had no movement in his back legs.
Yep.
So I spent 6 weeks sleeping on the floor with him in my arms like a baby. I kept him in a crate around in the corner while I was working from home. I've got a hairdressing salon. I work in the at home, and I would take him to Evanston Park to have Bowen therapy twice a week, plus acupuncture once a week as well.
Wow.
So he would sleep. I'd sleep on the single mattress on the floor with him in my arms, so he wouldn't get up and move.
Oh.
I used to have to pick him up and carry him to take him out to the toilet, hold his back legs so he could go to the toilet.
Jeez.
So he was, but nursed him back to health, and he is right as rain now.
Oh, there you go.
That's
Good.
nice.
Strong.
There you go.
Nice.
Yes.
Good, strong, happy ending. I was waiting for it as well. I thought, oh, geez, I hope the big fella's okay now.
And now I'm super curious what that alarm was to in her car. Bong, bong, bong.
It was probably the dog. Mum, get home. Feed me.
Emily, the lengths you've gone to for your pet.
So I had a lot of fish, and the rest of the fish died, and I had just one lonely leftover, and I felt real bad for him. So I found like a classified ad where a woman was wanting people's fish. So I took him for a new home. He had to come to uni with me in a bag, in a cooler, and then I met up with this random woman in a car park at night and gave her my fish, and he joined her colony. She sent me photos.
Oh, there you go. And Emily, how emotional was the departure, and what were your last words? What were the last words exchanged?
I don't know. I just didn't want to flush him, poor guy.
Oh, the fish isn't going to remember anyway.
The fish don't offer
One
that
trip
much,
around
do they, unfortunately?
the fish bowl and it forgets everything.
Who are you? You're like, what are you talking about? I changed your life. A lot of really lovely pet owners out there going above and beyond.
Dedicated.
And what do you get in return? Love and affection from your dog.
Here's what you're waking up to, Adelaide.
In the news today.
Breaking news.
What's in the news today?
Your post snooze news.
Go to Abby in the newsroom first up. Just a family absolutely torn apart in the last few days, Abs.
Especially with Easter coming up and the long weekend, it is just so tragic. We've had a family, a father and a brother killed. A university professor, Danny Eckert, and his 13-year-old son, they were the two who were winched to safety yesterday. So if you're not up with it, basically a boat went out on the Sunday. The family went out on a fishing trip. A freak wave has capsized the boat. As I said, Danny Eckert and his son were found clinging to a reef near Spilsby Island yesterday morning, so they were rescued, taken to hospital, but Danny's father and brother and the boat operator were killed. So it's just horrible, so tragic, especially coming into Easter. Just such a freak accident. So our thoughts are with their family. The boat now will be subject to a forensic investigation. There was one who was found deceased who did have a life jacket near him. So you hope that, that sort of saved the Danny and his son. But yeah, we're yet to hear more details around it.
Absolute tragedy.
Absolutely horrible. Also in other news, elective surgery is being canned across our public hospitals because the health system is trying to cope with demand. So the ban took effect from midnight. It's all non-urgent surgery, which is categories 2 and 3 in the metro area. They'll be postponed until tomorrow tomorrow night. IVF procedures will still go ahead. I know I've got a few friends who are going through that battle at the moment and they were quite worried.
Yeah.
But IVF will still go ahead. So I was unfortunately in Flinders last week. I had a 2.5 hour wait, which I didn't think was too bad. But, you know, you can definitely tell that they're under pressure and there's a lot of stress in hospitals at the moment.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
So overnight, just unbelievable scenes out of Baltimore. So a cargo ship has basically lost power and rammed into a major bridge, destroying the entire span in the matter of moments.
What about the vision as well?
Yeah.
It just looks like, obviously it's sped up, but it looks like it sort of flicks this bridge. The bridge just goes bang straight into the water. Like it's ridiculous.
So it happened around 1:30 in the morning, thank goodness, because that bridge is chockers during the day in peak hour commute. Apparently 12 million people crossed it last year alone. So 6 people are missing and the water around the bridge is only about 8 degrees Celsius.
Wow.
So, and I think apparently some sonar has detected cars in the water as well. So that is very much an unfolding story and we will keep you up to date throughout the morning.
There you go.
They
Horrible
luckily,
situation.
they luckily could do a bit of a mayday call before it happened, so they stopped cars from entering. But 1:30 in the morning, there were still people on there. So it's horrible.
Well, I think they were workers, construction workers.
Yeah.
They're the ones that are missing.
Habs, you mentioned this in the news. This is an outrageous situation at the Melbourne Football Club, and as if their last couple of years hasn't been tumultuous enough. So a former Melbourne Football Club doctor has admitted to conducting off-the-books illicit drug tests, allegedly authorised by the AFL, to help players evade detection on match days. This is ridiculous. So this particular doctor says players who confess to having taken drugs in the days before AFL games were given secret tests to ensure their systems were clear, or advised to fake an injury so they would not risk being tested and suspended for breaches for the World Anti-Doping Agency code.
Yeah.
Oh my very goodness.
Very murky.
Just don't know how Simon Goodwin's going to talk his way out of that one.
No. Yeah, that's messy, isn't it? That's got shades of the Essendon supplement scandal.
It's
Big time scandal, yeah.
It is interesting though. You sort of read it and you go, "Oh, okay," but then obviously we had 2 AFLW players who were caught with what is said to be cocaine in December. So obviously drugs are around and people are doing them.
Yes, but the broader point is when you're doing things to try and skip what WADA's trying to do, you're in big, big trouble. And also, if you take illicit substances and it's out of season or it's out of match day officially, it's a fine or a strike versus, I know the AFLW don't have an anti-drugs program right now, but versus on game day, for example, 2 to 4 year ban.
Yeah.
So there's a big, big difference.
Have you ever read Ben Cousins' book?
It's outrageous, isn't it?
Oh my God.
What about one of the
Have you ever read
excerpts?
I haven't read his book, but I watched the doco that he did, and I remember the bit that stood out for me was him coming home to his wife and going, "It's Christmas and I've got this bike and blah, blah, blah," and he was whatever, and she turned, she's like, "It's not," or she said, "It's not Christmas," or she said something, and the realisation of him just being so off it and off his head that he just had no idea what was going on in the world.
The absolute lengths that man went to avoid detection. His whole career was based around when he could take drugs.
In the pool, the exit you're talking about?
Yeah.
Isn't that unbelievable?
Yeah.
So a drug test was waiting for him. And so he said, so when a drug tester turns up, apparently you've got to say, "Look, I'll do things on my terms. And when I'm ready to urinate, you wait for me." He'd go to the pool, lap 600ml bottle of water. He did something, 10 or 20 laps until he was just obviously
Just
weighing out
flushed it
water.
all
And then
out.
he passed the test.
Oh my God.
It's not funny, by the way.
No, it's not funny.
It's really bad.
It's actually quite sad, the lengths that he would go to.
Yeah, 100%. There you go. I'll tell you what's not sad though, Jodes. Let's segue in a different direction, shall we?
Okay.
It's 6:15 vending machine quiz. Who is somewhat of a recovering addict as well, but it's looking pretty good right now.
Say, has anyone drug tested that thing lately?
No, because the test would blow up. First question, Jodes is going to drop it next. Now, let's talk about the dirty birds. The top 5 dirty bird professions, people that are more likely to cheat.
I'm so curious about this.
Ooh, what
Hit
about
me.
this? A divorce lawyer has sparked fierce debate after revealing the 5 occupations that she believes feature the highest percentage of cheaters. A divorce lawyer, that would be an interesting occupation, wouldn't it?
Wouldn't it?
I just assume it's like the Owen Wilson and Vince Vaughn in Wedding Crashers, just, talking people around, really talking nonsense and trying to get your way.
Wouldn't that be nice? And have some Latin guy sweating all over you, talking to you in languages you don't understand, needing you, wanting you, taking you?
Spot on.
All we're trying to say is put your swords away for a second.
Love is love.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
100%.
All right, I'll start at number 5.
Okay.
You ready?
Yep.
We'll get your special comments on these and whether you think this is applicable
Okay.
or not right.
All right.
Number 5, pilots and flight attendants.
Makes sense.
Oh, okay.
Makes perfect sense.
Why so?
Well, because you're away on location. You're in a hotel.
A bit of power about a pilot too, isn't it?
Yeah.
They love it. They strut.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Don't the pilots strut through the airport with their little short sleeve uniforms?
Oh, there's something not so sexy about a short sleeve shirt on a man.
Do you know, unless you're a pilot.
No.
Like, it's only if you're a pilot.
Yeah.
My son already wants to be a pilot.
Does he?
Future dirty bird alert.
Stay away from those trolley dollies.
Number 4, men in military.
Oh, yeah.
That's surprising, though.
Well, it is surprising because you see all these movies about how in love they are with their families and they just want to get home to them, you know?
But also, you see all these movies about how isolated they are when they're away from their families.
Yeah.
So it's like, who are you mating with? Do you know what I mean?
Each other.
Oh, okay. Number 3, bartenders. That makes sense.
Yes, it makes perfect sense.
It's a very, very social occupation.
You would just, as a bartender, just watch people get progressively more and more drunk and amiable, shall we say.
Okay, I don't know what that word means, but I assume it means a chance to shack up with someone.
Yeah, up for it.
Righto.
That
Fair
sort
enough.
of vibe.
Number 2, this is surprising, cops.
Ooh, I hear a lot about that.
No, you
Cops
don't.
hooking up, yeah. 100%.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you think about it, you spend all day in a car with someone who's not your significant other.
Oh, is in you develop a relationship with your partner?
Yes.
Your work partner? Okay. That's interesting. We ain't cops, are we? And number 1, and I found this a little bit surprising, firefighters. Men putting out flames. Can you see this?
Yes.
All the fireys I know are absolutely upstanding, beautiful gentlemen.
Yeah, but also, again, it makes sense.
At home.
Because they all shack up together in those big bunk things.
Hang on
in
a
at the
second.
fire station.
Hang on a second.
They're all
Hang
in a room together.
Hang on a second. Are you saying the firefighters are mating with each other? Is that what you're saying?
Well, that's what I assume because they're all shacked up in little bunk beds together in the MFS headquarters.
Look, I've heard that it's very much a fraternity.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure it's that tight-knit, is it?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not saying they're all having interactions with one another.
Okay. Hey, if you've got an opinion on this, we'd love to hear from you. 0400 919 919 is a text line to give us a call, 13 24 10, you dirty bird fiery. Hey, speaking of genuine dirty birds,
Yeah.
what about the General?
Oh, yes.
From the Say G'day, Have a Latte, Stay for an A Cafe, probably the dirtiest of the dirty birds.
Yeah, well, not now that he's loved up and settled down with our Abby in the newsroom.
Oh, you never know what's happening behind the scenes.
Ladies and gentlemen, Battle of the Bangers.
Yes, two musical warriors just going head to head. What are we? 6-4 at the moment.
Bunting heads like a couple merino rams.
Okay, all right. You're a couple points up on me.
It would seem that my horns are just a little bit harder than yours at the minute.
Okay, well, you used to ride one of those rams to school, didn't you?
Every single morning. 15 miles.
What was the population in your town?
In my town, 65.
Yep.
I think it's even diminished since then. There were 16 kids in my school. And fun fact, which I've rolled off before, I was the only one in my class, no one in the class above. 2 years school captain, baby.
Were you outrun by sheep? So there were probably more sheep in your town than actual people?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's probably more. Geez, there's probably more everything in our town.
That's amazing.
More pigs, more rabbits, more geese, more everything. Oh, anyway, the theme for this week's Battle of the Bangers, Jodes.
Yes.
Given it's a long weekend, that's the theme. So when you think long weekend, a bit of a holiday,
Yeah.
you think party, that sort of anthem, those real vibey songs.
Real holiday vibes. That's what we're looking for.
Okay, so that's a key word, holiday vibes.
Yep.
Take us through your selection this week and exactly what it means to you and why your song is linked to holiday vibes. What have you got?
Well, the song's called Horny.
Okay. Say that again.
Song's called-
Again, take us through why this is linked to a holiday and a long weekend.
Well, anyone who's been married for quite a long time will know that holidays are a special occasion. And sometimes
Oh my gosh.
husbands get treated on holidays. So, hence my song.
If anyone's wondering what Jodie Oddie is up to this weekend, You just found out. Who's singing the lyrics here? Is it you or Greg?
To each other.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Credit to me for speaking through a mouthful of vomit. That's nice. That's nice.
Just reconnecting.
Okay. There you go. Moose tea versus hot and juicy horny.
Yep.
Is Jodie's selection
I
this week.
stand by it.
It's a brave choice. I've gone a very, very different direction. I still feel like it's upbeat though.
Put him to sleep.
Oh, come on. I'll give those vibes that you like
Nodding
the
off.
song as well. Why is the whole room just nodding along in collaboration?
It
Yeah.
reminds me of those film clips with the rappers in the cars just going up and down.
Can't do that to this, can you? I'm horny.
Maybe a quick car.
Oh, this is an unbelievable battle this week, ladies and
Okay.
gentlemen. Hypnotise versus horny.
Who even sings your song? Couldn't even tell you.
You're very kidding, aren't
Who
you?
sings it?
Who sings Hypnotise?
I don't know.
Minus 3 points. Minus 5 votes.
I don't know.
Biggie, all right?
Okay,
Notorious
sorry.
B.I.G.
Yeah, righto.
Goodness sake.
God.
Okay, if I asked you that question, that's very fair. I mean, there's not a lot of people who could rattle off their top 5 songs for Moose Tea versus Hot and Juicy.
Hazy, I don't think that song's landed in Tasmania yet.
Ayo.
Oh, really? Really, Abs? That's the way we're going to play it, is it?
I think so.
That's interesting. Geez,
Anyway.
last week was peaceful, by the way.
Yeah. Anyway, vote for our songs this week at Jodie and Hazy Battle of the Bangers. The winning song will be announced tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Can we play a quick little round of misheard song lyrics?
Yes, please.
Because you were on fire yesterday. Quite randomly, you played a bit of Marvin Gaye, Sexual Healing, this particular bit. Sorry, what are those words there specifically, Jodes?
Does he say, my heart is like an oven?
No, very, very incorrect. Listen closely, and let's all sing together.
I'm hot just like an oven.
My heart is like an oven.
Oh.
And if you sit there and you really think about it, and Marvin actually did pen those lyrics, what the hell does that mean? Like you could put one of your delicious frittatas in his heart and cook it up and then offer it to the team and no one wants to partake? Is that what you were thinking?
It all comes back to the frittata, doesn't it?
It always does.
Every
It
single
always somehow circles back
Yeah.
to the frittata.
Yeah,
doesn't it?
exactly right.
I feel like you'd be the queen of misheard song lyrics.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah, in a really wholesome way.
Oh, there's one that I always get wrong, and I know I'm singing it wrong, but I just can't help it. So
Okay.
Bernard Fanning,
Yeah.
Wish You Well, there's
Yeah.
a bit in it where I swear to God he's singing Why'd You Give Up on Me So Soup?
Okay, that makes complete sense.
I just wanna wish you well. Why'd you give up on me so soon?
Oh, why'd you give up on me so soup indeed?
Miso soup's delicious.
So good.
Never give up on
Come
it.
on, Bernard.
Oh.
Give up on soup. It's always got your back. Producer Zoe.
Yeah,
Any come to mind for you?
Yes, every single time we play Cruel Summer by Taylor Swift,
Yeah.
I think that she says, he looks so pretty like a devil. It's not that.
Okay, well, let's have a listen.
It looks so pretty like a devil. It's
Oh, I'm hearing that too.
I know.
That's what I hear.
Found out he looks up grinning like a devil.
What? Hang on, let's really analyse this.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll still sing he looks so pretty like a devil
Yeah.
every single time. And through my little wormhole then of Taylor Swift misheard lyrics,
Yeah.
a really popular one that I didn't realise was blank space. I didn't think it was this, but it was very, very common. I've got a long list of ex-lovers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People think she's saying there's a lot of Starbucks lovers.
Yes,
Oh.
I thought that too. Oh, that makes sense. Oh, you met people at Starbucks. It's
Yeah.
America, all those types of things.
And they're telling her she's insane, you know,
Yeah.
Starbucks lovers.
Can't undo that now that you've heard it.
I know.
Yeah, the big one for me, and this went viral the other day. I saw it via a post.
Yeah.
Blink 182. What's my age again?
Yeah.
A particularly part of the song, which I think an entire generation's thought was. I took her out. It was a Friday night. I walked alone to
Yeah.
get the feeling
It
right.
is.
Because
Yeah.
you walk alone with your significant other to get the feeling
It
right.
is.
Listen to it.
I took her out. It was a Friday night. I woke alone to get the feeling right.
It's War Cologne.
War cologne.
War Cologne is in the smelly stuff to smell nice. Now
Wearing
listen to it.
cologne.
I took her out. It was a Friday night. I woke alone to get the feeling right.
That's That's a good one.
Very easy mistake to make that.
Yeah.
I'm still going to say Walk Alone.
Don't worry, I'm still singing about Miso Soup.
13 24 10 if you've got one, give us a call. Also, please text it through 0400 919 919.
We're going back in time. Hazy's On This Daisy. In time.
Yeah, the Wednesday version of On This Daisy, but this feels like a Friday, or more so like a Thursday, because we've got the day off on Friday. Does that make sense? Because I'm the one who said it, and it doesn't even make sense to me.
Not at all.
Anyway, let's inject our beautiful brain with just a little bit of knowledge. Wednesday, the 27th of March, on this day in 1970, Mariah Carey was born in Huntington, New York. Today is her 54th birthday, and what we've learned about the great Mariah Carey is, she's a lot of work.
A little bit. Bit diva. And don't ask Eminem about her.
Oh,
He's
no.
got a lot to say.
Yeah, he said they spent some time together.
Yeah, explicitly. Even had receipts, showed text messages and all.
There's like a voicemail or something.
From her in the song. It's the most scandalous thing I've ever seen.
But didn't he have a connection with Christina Aguilera as well?
Yeah. Oh, he's been everywhere, man.
Oh, Marshall, mate.
Marshall,
dirty boy. 1988, Jessie J, a.k.a. Jessica Cornish. There you go. Did not know
That's
that was her
not
full name.
expected, no.
Was born in Essex, England. Today is her 36th birthday. One of those ones you're like, are you kidding me? She's only 36. It feels like she's been around for about 3 decades.
I know.
She started when she was 6.
I genuinely remember listening to her classic in primary school. Oh, so we get it. Blah, blah, blah. But I was in primary school when, what was that big song of hers? Dollar, something about money. It ain't about the money, money, money.
That's the
We
one.
don't need your money, money, money.
She was a gun. She was on The Voice.
She was on The Voice.
Yeah, and everyone, after watching her on The Voice, she's like, she's actually really cool.
Yeah.
Oh, you
scandal.
disagree.
Scandal.
Wow, righto. Sorry about the sisterhood. Doesn't exist
Oh, come on.
entirely. 2022, The Slap.
Will Smith just smacked the out of me.
Today marks 2 years since Will Smith slapped Chris Rock at the 94th Academy Awards, and we all sat there, watched it in real time, and went, hang on, this can't be real. Anyway, it was real.
I'm not convinced it wasn't a stunt.
Jeez.
Who does that?
No, because it was genuine connection.
Yeah.
Will Smith does it. And then he went on to win the Oscar.
And then he won. And then he got banned from the Oscars.
What an up and down night he had. What a roller
Christ,
coaster.
yeah.